G'day guys, welcome to my RXY's feature video. Today I'm going to be talking to you guys about Hyundai Aleague for week 20's predictions for 2020 guys, so let's get started. So the first match of this game, we see the Wellington Phoenix going up against the Western United. Now, this game, hopefully it can be a great game. Usually Western United can be average into that attack, usually with Bessa Barisha into that squad. He sometimes makes it a bit difficult, but then usually how the way he plays his football, right? He tends to play with his very good style of play, but sometimes usually Western United can be a bit too overboard. But I like how the way Western United can be really secluded, on top of their form, and sometimes they don't really get mistakes. But then sometimes they do lose, which I do understand. They come back and not usually win. And I really hope that when Western United go up against like average teams, I don't really see like a loss for the Western United, because they are a very interesting team, and I do like the Western United because they got like Bessa Barisha, they got like Connor Payne, which he used to play for the Central Coast Mariners. Those two players I fairly know. Because usually Bessa Barisha usually plays for like Melbourne Victory, Brisbane Roar, but I don't think Sydney FC. But yeah, he used to play for different clubs, and I like how the way they usually are. But let's move on to the Wellington Phoenix. Like, this team was really under pressure. They were fairly going down board, and then they were coming back up, because usually sometimes they lost a game, like Newcastle Jets would. But then they came up and they always win, and they come out with this firing effort, which I really like. So I like how the Wellington Phoenix are. Hopefully they can get a win here, but I'm definitely going to go with the Wellington Phoenix on this one, and I'm going to go with 2-1 for this scoreboard, and hopefully Wellington Phoenix can get a goal, and hopefully this team is going to be a definite chance for the Wellington Phoenix anyway. The next game of this round, we see the Western Sydney Wanderers going up against the Adelaide United. Now, this game, hopefully Western Sydney Wanderers can be a very good team, but I don't like how the way sometimes they can be very aggressive, just because of how the way like they play. But I don't like how the way this team is fairly aggressive to different type of teams, which I just think that if this team can be fairly like calm and secluded, hopefully this type of team can be a very good option to lead into an absolute winning team. But then usually sometimes we've got like Mitchell Duke, which sometimes he is a very good player. He used to play for the Central Coast Mariners, but then I think he got contracted to this club here, like Western Sydney Wanderers. And I like how the way that this club is a very interesting team, and I like how the way that their formations are into 4-4-1 and 4-4-3, 5-5-2, and how the way it is. But then also you got like Adelaide United, which they are a very hard team to beat, but then sometimes they lose, which I tend to think that, are they going to lose all like the matches, or they're just going to lose for like say a couple of the matches, like a couple of the rounds. But then Adelaide United can be a very good team, but then I reckon that if this club can be a very good team, I'm just going to go for the Adelaide United on this one, but I am. So I'm going to go with the Adelaide United, and I'm going to go with 2-0 on this one, and hopefully if Adelaide United can win this game, I'll tend to be very happy, and I reckon that if it will be a good idea to probably put 2-0 on Adelaide United to win this game anyway, and I reckon that if not, I reckon that it will be a very good game, but probably be a very hard game for these two clubs anyway. The next game of this round, we see the Brisbane Roar going up against the Perth Glory. Now, this club is a very good team. Brisbane Roar are a very good club. Interesting team, and I really think that Henrique is a very good player, which he is a fairly tough nut. But really what I can say about this team, though, from my understanding, is I like how the way that they put a lot of depth into that squad, and it's fairly crucial how the way if Brisbane Roar are going to face Perth Glory, but for these two sides going average together, I fairly think that it's a matter of if you want to win your game or lose a game. But then you've got to play your game with heart and strength and soul and your mind too. But really what I can say about this match is I like how the way Perth Glory are, because really for a fact is I like how the way Perth Glory are a very good team, obviously, because they came from like down the bottom and they weren't playing that good, but then they just came with power and they came with heart and soul because they were just like fighting with their heart. And I just think Perth Glory are going to get this one, and I just think Perth Glory will. So I'm going to go with Perth Glory, and I'm going to go with 3-0 on this one. It's going to be a fairly standard match, and I just think Perth Glory will definitely accept this match for a win. And I fairly think that Perth Glory will definitely get this job done, and because since they are a very good team, I'm not too sure on Brisbane Roar. I just fairly think that Perth Glory will get the job done up against this Brisbane Roar side, and I fairly think that if this game could be a very good match, it's definitely for the Perth Glory side anyway. The next game of this round, we see the Newcastle Jets going up against the Melbourne Victory. Now, this game, I'm not pretty much sure, because it's going to be a hard job to put a lot of effort for the Newcastle Jets up against the Melbourne Victory. But since Melbourne Victory are still bottom of the ladder, but they're not very bottom of the ladder, which Newcastle Jets are really down bottom of the ladder, I'm not too sure on how the way Melbourne Victory can go. But I really think that if this game could be a very great, crucial match, I fairly think if this game could go either way, I'm just not sure on Newcastle Jets, because last week, I just don't think that Newcastle Jets will put in a lot of effort. But they did, because they've won up against the Central Coast Mariners before, which is the only game that they only won against, I think. So I just reckon that going up against Melbourne Victory, they're going to have to put up a lot of effort and actual power and actual strength to beat this hard team, because going up against Traore and very other players, but I just don't think that Newcastle Jets will probably get the job done. But if they can, I'll probably try. But I'm just thinking that Melbourne Victory can obviously get the job done up against Newcastle Jets. But if Newcastle Jets can see some improvement in here, I might change my mind and change it to how the way it's going to go. But until then, I'm going to go with the Melbourne Victory, and I'm going to go with 3-0 on this game. And I just think Newcastle Jets won't have that momentum and power to beat the Melbourne Victory anyway. And finally, the next game of this round, we see the Central Coast Mariners going up against the Sydney FC. Now, this game can be a very crucial, hard match, but I don't think that Central Coast Mariners may put in a very good effort, but they were winning a couple of games of football, but I just don't think that it's going to take time, but it's just going to put on a lot of work for the Central Coast Mariners. But I really don't think they're going to put in a lot of effort against this former hard team that is coming really first on the ladder, like the Sydney FC. And Sydney FC, I'm not too sure about this game because usually Sydney FC are a very good team and they put in a lot of effort and they are just a very hard team to beat. And I just don't think that if, say, like, I don't know what's the word for it, but like usually Sydney FC can just score many goals, and I reckon Adam Leofondre that plays for the Sydney FC, he is just the man of the word. Like, going up against him, he is a very hard player to beat, and I just don't think that going up against him is just not a great option, but it's something to work hard towards. But Central Coast Mariners have to work hard towards this guy because really he scores so many goals. He has so many goal assists and like running possessions and definitely like penalty goals. So I just think that going up against this guy, he is definitely hard to beat. He's going to put in a lot of effort and definitely for hard work for the Central Coast Mariners. But then, really, for this club, I'm just going to say that I'm going to go with the Central Coast Mariners, and I just think that I'm just going to say that I'm going to go with 1-0 on this one, and really, it's just going to be hard to say that hopefully if Central Coast Mariners can win this game, they'll be very pleased. Thanks guys for watching my video, guys. Stay tuned for more. I will be doing a couple of videos coming to you guys soon. Also, I'll be doing more videos coming to you guys soon, so stay tuned for more. Plus, leave a like and subscribe to my YouTube channel and for this video, and I'll see you guys on my next video. Until then, take care guys, stay safe, and have a good one.